Welcome back. Glad you're here. There's a mistake most men unknowingly make every time they hug a woman. It's subtle, almost invisible, but in that brief moment, her subconscious makes an instant decision about you. Without even realizing it, she thinks, this man doesn't have real masculine energy. The crazy thing is, most men don't even know how to hug a woman the right way. They're just copying what they've seen in movies or following what their friends do, completely unaware that they're killing attraction before they've even said a word. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 types of hugs that immediately destroy any chemistry between you and a woman. I'll explain exactly what each one communicates to her subconscious mind. And then I'm going to reveal the 4th hug, the one almost no one talks about. This 4th hug is the key difference between the men who leave a lasting impression and the men she forgets the moment she walks away. Stick with me until the end because that one detail will change everything in how women respond to you. Not just in hugs, but in every interaction you have with them. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm your guide in understanding female psychology and social dynamics. Over the last 8 years, I've been studying what women truly feel when they're around men. The things they'll never openly say. I've worked with thousands of women in private sessions, and today I'm giving you the raw truth without any fluff or judgment. Before we dive in, let me make one thing clear. If you've messed up before, if you've given one of those awkward hugs that made her pull away or go cold, it's not your fault. No one ever taught you how to do this right. School didn't teach you. Your dad probably didn't teach you. Society gave you a bunch of rules about being nice, respecting women, and avoiding being creepy. But no one ever bothered to teach you about powerful, masculine physical contact. Well, take a deep breath right now. Today, that changes. Let's break down the core principle that explains everything you're about to learn. Women feel first. They think later. While you're standing there wondering, should I hug her? Is this the right moment? What if she doesn't like it? Her brain has already processed the situation. Her limbic system, the emotional part of the brain, lights up in under 4 seconds. This is biology. It's science. That's why logic doesn't matter as much as you might think. A hug, or the lack of one, speaks to that part of her brain instantly. It bypasses all the clever lines and game you might try. In less than 5 seconds of physical contact, her body is answering questions that she didn't even know to ask herself. Does this man make me feel safe? Does he have presence? Does he know who he is? It doesn't matter how funny, successful, tall, or rich you are. If your hug fails, her body will override everything else and put you in the category of safe but not exciting, or worse, forgettable. So if this is resonating with you, do me a favor, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm to push this video out to more guys who need it, and it keeps me motivated to keep sharing these deep, unfiltered truths every single week. Alright, let's dive into the mistakes you might still be making without realizing it. The first error is the weak hug. We've all experienced it, you've probably given it, and you've definitely received it. The arms barely touch, the body stays a mile away, and the pressure is so light it feels like you're afraid she'll break. Or worse, it's that famous one-armed side hug where you pat her back like she's your grandma. Psychologically, this type of hug screams hesitation, uncertainty, and a complete lack of masculine presence. Her subconscious immediately translates it as, he's not sure of himself, he doesn't trust his own power. She won't consciously think these words, but the feeling will stick with her. And every time you interact after that, she'll feel a little disappointed, slightly bored. That tiny seed of doubt grows with every interaction. I've had women tell me after a date, he was nice but something just felt off. 9 times out of 10, it started with a weak hug. The second error is the opposite extreme, the aggressive hug. This one's just as deadly. It's when you squeeze too hard, hold on too long, or, worst of all, let your hands wander to places that should stay off limits in a greeting hug. Listen, this is not masculine intensity. This is an invasion of her personal space. What does her body register? Discomfort, lack of social awareness, and the silent question that kills attraction in an instant. Does this guy even respect my boundaries? Once that doubt pops up, any spark that was building is gone. I've seen guys who are 10/10 on paper lose the girl forever because of one over-the-top squeeze. Her nervous system goes into protection mode, and it never comes back out. Now, let's talk about the third type of hug, the ghost hug. This one is the most underrated hug killer, and it's the one that nobody really talks about. You're physically there, but mentally you're somewhere else. Maybe you're looking over her shoulder at the room, or maybe your body is tense, or you're holding your breath. Worst of all, you rip away from her like you've just touched a hot stove the second the hug starts. In other words, you're physically present but emotionally absent. Women feel this instantly. She'll think, he doesn't care. I don't matter to him right now. And honestly, that hurts women more than a weak hug or an aggressive one because it feels like rejection while you're still physically touching her. In a world where we're constantly distracted by phones and technology, the ghost hug is everywhere and it's silently destroying chemistry left and right. Now, here's where everything changes. I'm going to tell you about the real masculine hug, the one that almost no one teaches. This is the hug that separates the men who are burned into her memory for weeks from the ones she forgets the second she walks away. This hug is firm, intentional, and deeply grounded. It's the perfect mix of presence and connection, and it will completely transform how women respond to you, not just in hugs but in every interaction. A real masculine hug starts with you taking the lead. You don't wait for her to come to you. You approach her with calm confidence. Your feet should be planted shoulder-width apart, your knees slightly soft, and your spine straight. Physical stability equals emotional stability, and your body communicates this before your mind even gets involved. Her subconscious reads this stability immediately. You're grounded, you're confident, you're a man who knows what he's doing. As you move into the hug, one hand goes between her shoulder blades. It's strong, warm, and protective. The other hand rests in the middle of her upper back, chest to chest. It's steady pressure, not crushing, but firm enough to let her know you're fully present. You're there, and she feels it. She can tell in that moment that you're not just going through the motions, you're not distracted, you're not nervous. You're fully there emotionally, mentally, and physically. And here's the part that 99% of men miss. You breathe. That's right. Breathe. Slow, deep, relaxed breaths. This may sound small, but breathing is the key to keeping your nervous system calm. And calmness is contagious. When she feels your chest rising and falling steadily, her own body starts to match your rhythm. This is when real connection happens. When her body syncs with yours, you're no longer just two people exchanging a greeting. You're establishing a real bond, even if just for a moment. Now, ideal timing for this hug is between 2 and 5 seconds. Not too long, but long enough for her nervous system to register, this man knows what he's doing. It's short enough to avoid feeling awkward, but long enough to make a real impact. And here's a crucial part. You end the hug, not her. You release calmly, letting your hands slide gently down her arms as you step back. You hold eye contact for that extra second. You give her a relaxed, confident smile, and maybe a soft hey or whatever feels natural in that moment. The way you end the hug is just as powerful as how you start it. The whole hug becomes a preview of the kind of man you are. It's a micro-expression of your character. She won't consciously sit there analyzing the hug, but the feeling of that moment will stay with her. It will stay with her for the rest of the night, the next day, and every time she sees you after that. The power of your physical presence, grounded in calmness and confidence, is something she'll carry with her. And the best part? When you master the real masculine hug, you have an unfair advantage. Most men don't even know this detail exists. They're still stuck in the weak hug, the aggressive hug, or the ghost hug, completely unaware of how much they're missing out on. If you're watching this and thinking, I've been doing it wrong all this time, hit that like button right now. Let me know I'm speaking directly to you. But it doesn't end here. If you want more game-changing secrets that women feel but can't always explain, then you need to do something right now. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and turn on all notifications. That way you'll never miss the next video where I'll be revealing another hidden trigger that women feel in their bodies the moment they meet you. It's something so powerful that it can flip the friend zone into I can't stop thinking about him in just one conversation. But until then, go ahead and practice the real masculine hug. Start with your next greeting, whether it's a date, a friend, or even a coworker. You'll feel the difference instantly, and so will she. Drop a comment below and tell me which of the 3 bad hugs you've been guilty of. Are you ready to switch to the real masculine hug starting tonight? I read every single comment and respond to as many as I can. I want to know where you're at. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. You're in the top 6% of men who take action. You're different. Now that we've covered the major hug mistakes and the key to the real masculine hug, let's talk about something that might seem simple, but it can make or break any interaction. The power of presence. When it comes to connecting with a woman, being fully present is not just about physically being there, it's about making her feel that you're emotionally and mentally engaged. And this goes far beyond just hugging. Your presence, whether you're speaking, listening, or even just standing near her, has a profound impact on how she feels around you. So, what does it mean to be present in a conversation or interaction? It's simple but powerful. It means being in the moment without distractions. In our fast-paced world full of distractions, phones, social media, and everything else, women are used to feeling invisible when they're with someone. How many times have you been on a date or having a conversation only to see the guy constantly checking his phone or looking around the room, not giving you his full attention? This kind of behavior communicates to her that you don't truly value the time you're spending together. When you're present, your focus is completely on her. Your eyes are locked on hers, your body language is open and inviting, and you're actively listening to everything she's saying. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything she says or pretend to be perfect, but it does mean that you're listening to her with the intention of understanding her, not just waiting for your turn to speak. Here's the trick. When you give a woman your undivided attention, she feels seen, she feels heard, she feels appreciated, and that feeling, it's one of the most powerful tools you can use to build attraction. But being present isn't just about body language or active listening, it's also about your emotional state. You can't be present with someone if you're anxious, distracted, or nervous. Your body reads your emotional state and it shows in your energy. This is why emotional stability is so important. If you're confident and calm, she'll pick up on that energy and it will make her feel more comfortable around you. If you're jittery and anxious, she will feel that too, and it's not an attractive vibe. Women are drawn to men who radiate calmness and confidence. They don't want to feel like they have to tiptoe around you or cater to your insecurities. They want someone they can trust to stay grounded and steady in any situation. This is why the real masculine hug works so well. It's the embodiment of emotional stability. When you're calm and grounded during the hug, she feels it and it makes her feel safe and secure. But this emotional stability isn't just important in physical contact. It's something you should carry with you throughout every interaction. Whether you're talking to her on the phone, meeting her for a date, or just running into her at the store. Your energy should remain consistent, calm, collected, and confident. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'm not sure I can do this. I've always been nervous around women. How do I stay calm? Here's the thing. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about learning how to manage your emotions and stay centered. This is where self-awareness and emotional intelligence come into play. If you know that you tend to get nervous or anxious in social situations, that's the first step to managing it. Understanding that your nerves are normal gives you the power to control them. Here's an exercise you can try the next time you feel nervous. Take a deep breath and consciously relax your body. Pay attention to your posture. Are your shoulders tense? Are your hands clenched? Focus on softening your body language and just take one moment to center yourself. This will not only make you feel more relaxed, but it will also communicate to her that you're emotionally stable and in control. And when you're emotionally stable and present, you'll notice that women respond differently to you. They'll feel more comfortable, more drawn to you, and most importantly, they'll start to trust you more. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful connection. And if you can demonstrate that you're grounded, confident, and emotionally present, you're well on your way to building a deep, lasting attraction. So, next time you meet a woman, whether it's for the first time or after months of dating, remember that presence is everything. It's not just about the hug, although the real masculine hug is a great start. It's about showing up as your true self, emotionally grounded and fully engaged. That's how you'll build real, lasting connections that go beyond the surface level. Now take a moment and think about your recent interactions. Were you fully present, or were you distracted, anxious, or trying to impress her with something other than your true self? If you weren't as present as you could have been, that's okay. Every moment is a new opportunity to practice emotional stability and presence. So start today, start with the next interaction you have, and bring your full attention to the moment. Now let's dive deeper into why emotional stability is not just a nice-to-have trait but a crucial component of attraction. Imagine you're walking into a room full of people. You don't have to be the loudest, the funniest, or the most outgoing person there. In fact, often the most attractive person in the room is the one who exudes a quiet, grounded confidence. You can feel their presence without them saying a word. They're calm, centered, and their energy is magnetic without being overpowering. This is what emotional stability looks like in action. It's not about being stoic or detached. It's about knowing who you are, being comfortable in your own skin, and staying in control of your emotions, especially in social situations. When you're emotionally stable, you're able to stay calm and present even when things get stressful or awkward, which makes you far more attractive to women. Why is this so important in building attraction? It's because women, like all people, are drawn to emotional security. Think about it. When you're with someone who can keep their cool, who doesn't panic or become flustered when things don't go as planned, it's comforting. That person makes you feel like you're in good hands. In contrast, when someone is anxious, unpredictable, or overwhelmed by their emotions, it creates a sense of instability that's uncomfortable and unattractive. Emotional stability isn't just about handling stress well. It's also about being able to regulate your emotions in any situation. Whether it's a date, a tough conversation, or even just a simple greeting, staying emotionally balanced makes you feel like a safe person to be around. It sends the message, I'm someone you can rely on, and that's a quality that's undeniably attractive. Now think about your own experiences. How many times have you been in a situation where someone's emotional instability made you feel uneasy? Maybe it was a friend who was always on edge, or a date who was too nervous to enjoy the moment. How did that affect the connection between you two? It's likely that you pulled back a bit, subconsciously creating distance because their emotional state didn't make you feel secure. The same thing happens when you're around women. If you're not emotionally stable, it sends the message that you're not someone she can depend on, and that can kill any attraction before it even has a chance to grow. So, how can you develop emotional stability? It starts with being aware of your emotions and learning how to manage them. Recognize when you're starting to feel anxious or uneasy, and use techniques like deep breathing or grounding exercises to calm yourself. Take a moment to center yourself before reacting to a situation. And remember, emotional stability doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending to be perfect. It means understanding your emotions, accepting them, and choosing how to respond in a way that reflects your inner strength and confidence. When you make emotional stability a priority, you'll notice a shift in how women respond to you. They'll feel safer around you, more drawn to you, and more likely to open up. They'll see you as someone who is grounded, dependable, and capable of handling whatever comes your way. Traits that are irresistibly attractive. Now that we've covered the importance of emotional stability and presence, let's shift gears and talk about the way you communicate non-verbally. When you master your body language, it becomes an incredibly powerful tool in attracting women. Think of it as your silent handshake. It's what she notices before you even open your mouth. Your body language speaks volumes. Whether you're aware of it or not, every little movement, every glance, and every gesture is conveying something to the woman you're interacting with. And in many cases, it communicates far more than your words ever could. When it comes to attraction, it's not just about what you say, it's how you make her feel when you're around. So, what does your body language say about you? The way you stand, the way you hold yourself, and how you use physical space all give subtle cues that can either enhance your attractiveness or cause her to pull away. Here's the thing. When you're confident and comfortable in your own body, that energy radiates outward and women can feel it. Let's start with posture. When you walk into a room, do you slouch or do you stand tall with your shoulders back? Do you make eye contact or are you constantly looking down at your feet? These small details matter. A man who holds himself confidently with his chest open and his shoulders back is instantly more attractive. It signals strength, presence, and self-assurance. On the other hand, someone who slouches or avoids eye contact might unintentionally come off as insecure, even if they don't mean to. Now let's talk about the importance of space. How close do you get to her when you're talking? Are you respectful of her personal space, or do you invade it without realizing? The way you position yourself physically tells her whether you respect her boundaries or not. A good rule of thumb is to remain just within her personal space, but never crowd her. The goal is to feel close without making her feel trapped or uncomfortable. The balance between closeness and space is crucial in maintaining attraction. And then there's the subtle power of touch. A light touch on the arm, a gentle brush of the hand, or a playful nudge can go a long way in creating connection and chemistry. But here's the thing. Touch needs to be done right. It needs to feel natural, not forced. It shouldn't be aggressive, nor should it feel too distant. It's all about finding that sweet spot of comfortable connection. When you touch her in a way that feels genuine and thoughtful, it makes her feel special and cared for. The key is to pay attention to how she responds to your touch. If she leans in or seems comfortable with the touch, that's a green light. But if she pulls away or stiffens up, that's your cue to dial it back. Understanding her reactions is an essential part of nonverbal communication. This all comes back to presence. Your body language should support the calm, confident energy you're projecting. When you combine grounded physical presence with strong body language, you become someone who makes her feel safe, drawn to you, and ultimately attracted to you. And all of this happens without you having to say a word. Now let's wrap everything up and talk about how all these principles, the real masculine hug, emotional stability, presence, and body language come together to create lasting attraction. The key to building deep, meaningful connections with women doesn't come from using tricks or techniques. It comes from being authentic, grounded, and emotionally present in every interaction. When you combine emotional stability with a calm, confident physical presence, you're able to connect with women on a deeper level. You're not just impressing her with your words or trying to win her over with flashy gestures. You're creating a genuine connection based on trust, respect, and the energy you project. The real magic happens when you stop trying to impress her and start being yourself. Women can sense when a man is being authentic. They can feel the difference between someone who is trying too hard and someone who is simply confident in who they are. When you embrace your true self and project that confidence, it creates a sense of security and attraction that's hard to ignore. And here's the thing, when you apply these principles in your daily life, whether you're hugging a woman, having a conversation, or just interacting with her, she'll feel the difference. She'll feel more comfortable around you, more drawn to you, and more likely to trust you. That's how deep, lasting attraction is built. But the truth is, attraction isn't just about what you do in the moment. It's about consistency. It's about showing up as the same grounded, emotionally stable man every time she sees you. If you're calm and confident one day but anxious and distracted the next, it creates inconsistency, and inconsistency creates doubt. But when you consistently show up with that calm, confident energy, you'll build a sense of trust and reliability that women find irresistible. I want you to practice everything you've learned here today. Start with your next greeting or interaction. Whether it's a date, a friend, or even just a casual encounter, bring your full presence into the moment. Make sure your body language is strong and confident. And remember to breathe, practice the real masculine hug, and watch how it changes the way women respond to you. It won't happen overnight, but with consistency, you'll start to see real changes in the way you connect with women. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which hug mistake have you been guilty of in the past. Are you ready to start practicing the real masculine hug tonight? I read every comment and love hearing about your experiences. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Keep showing up, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video. This is your opportunity to make a real change in how you connect with women, and it starts now. Don't wait, start today, and watch how everything shifts.